Hi y'all, I hope everything is perfectly fine for you today, and whatever you're dealing with, I hope you conquer it. Padayon. Anyhow, in today's video, I'm just gonna talk about a specific topic which I think is very vital for everyone to talk about, and that is vaccine hesitancy. Ever since the pandemic started, it marred the lives of many and wreaked havoc with every aspect of human life. Thus, the need to call for an intervention is at its peak. And following health protocols will not get us by in ending this pandemic. That's why vaccines were created in controlling and hopefully stopping the spread of the COVID-19. But before we delve deep into that conversation, let me introduce myself first. I'm Algene 20 years old, socially awkward pero caring naman as a person, and my friends call me Gene and Algene, and I love playing volleyball during my free time. So now that you know me, let's dig in and talk about the thing I mentioned earlier. Vaccine hesitancy is proliferate and felt by the recipients of it. The Philippines' ongoing inoculation of vaccines in combat to the COVID-19 pandemic is disturbed and delayed by the insufficient supply of vaccines, and most especially the inhibitions of people to get vaccinated. As of now, according to World Health Organization or the WHO, the Philippines has only administered 15% of the population, which was far from the goal for this year's inoculation target, which is 70%. The dilemma of Filipinos to be inoculated are due to many motivations, and I try to deduce solutions to you guys in light of this issue. Disclaimer, this is only based on personal research and there's information that will be obsolete or have been obsolete prior to this video. Further, this vlog is used as an academic requirement by one of my subjects. So first solution I'd like to lobby is the stop of the spread of disinformation and fake news about COVID-19 vaccines online. The modernity of today affected facets of life. The positives of its impact carried the world to be more globalized and inclusive of exchanges between one to another country. Yet on the downside, it created a new enemy, and these are the fake news that is easily spread without filter and oftentimes covered beautifully that you'd think it's a legitimate piece of information. Further, the emergence of this pandemic forced people and communities to isolate themselves and remain in their respective homes. Hence, privileged people who have access to the internet are overexposed to the adversary because the virtual arena is the only social interaction medium that they can use to mingle with other people. However, those who are less privileged naman and who is unable to access it are ignorant of the current issues or situation, ergo makes them susceptible to misleading information. That said, the government, propaganda movements, private and public sectors should work hand in hand in prohibiting and controlling these malinformation about COVID-19 vaccines. As citizens, we should be critical in the face of this issue and be cautious of the things that we see and read online. We should do fact-checking or do some assessment about the news in front of our screen to avoid being inflicted with false triggers and cues. So take note. Next, the government should be competent and be well aware of the biases and motivations of people that's stopping them to be vaccinated. Besides the inadequate and unequal distribution of vaccines in the archipelago, the government should also look to the intangibles. It's a great tool and unique and effective way of countering the issue. Psychology is part of our holistic development as a person. If the government sees the importance of strengthened research about the beliefs why people are still hesitant, then they can forge a new technique that will enable and encourage people to get vaccinated. This is a rare method that is used by many in solving conflicts, but the way I see it, understanding the thoughts and feelings of people can enrich the government's effort in putting an end to this pandemic. Thirdly and lastly, education. The community should emphasize lecturing the population about the pros and cons of vaccines. People should come together. I mean, not literally because we're still in the pandemic, and just think of ways to teach and spread the mechanics of how vaccines work. In this way, people and the government are unified and in the same mentality. Educating ourselves with facts from credible sources can help us better grasp vaccination. So, let's rally our community and preach the facts and debunk myths of the vaccines. I know we still got a long way to go before this pandemic ends, but I do hope through proper and concrete interventions by the government and the community, we'd finally be free from this devastation. Those that I have mentioned earlier are only some of the solutions that I can think of to conquer this fight. There are still others that are yet to be discovered and tested, and I think we, the people, especially the youth, should participate in these conversations because through these talks, we're developing ourselves and at the same time serving our country. So to those of you who haven't gotten their vaccines yet, please get vaccinated. Stay safe.